Okay, here we are at the end of turn 3 of Kernstown from Revolution Games, Scenario 3. Jackson is aware. And wanted to capture my thoughts on this really quick before I go to bed because it was a pretty crazy and exciting turn. So on this turn, I'm going to see if I can remember the really interesting parts of it. There's so much happened, it's hard to remember what happened. On this turn, I believe, is when Garnet was able to sweep up on the hill, and oh, I remember. So I had Garnet adjacent to artillery units that were in these two hexes, or at least in this hex, and I had the option at the beginning of the turn. Okay, do I try to withdraw these artillery units, get them out of harm's way, or stand my ground? And I went back and forth, and I thought, you know what? They're going to take defensive fire when they, or opportunity fire when they leave. Um, and I just didn't. I don't know. I stood my ground. And I think I got one really good shot and one not good shot. And of course, the good thing about it is they're all adjacent. So I got, canister fire, which doubles their attack. And so they were up on like the 20, whatever. And I rolled okay, but Garnet at this time was fives or whatever, so they were pretty badass. I think I did. I think what I did was I chipped away at because there were two units in this hex, and I chipped away and caused one to retreat. And then I think the same thing happened from this hex with some artillery that were here, or I can't remember where exactly. And they chipped away and caused one to retreat, so they were reduced. And then I looked out after that, and I pulled a good ground chit, so I threw it on the victory location here on top of the artillery. And I just had to hope that, maybe Garnet would fail his activation roll, and then maybe I'd be able to do a confusion chit when they pulled the Jackson roll or something like that. That didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So Garnet, I think, did get to come up here, if I remember correctly. But then, so he caused some retreats and some casualties with the artillery. But then some bad things happened to him, and as you can see, Garnet's pretty chewed up now, and they've got guys that are flipped and shaken and stuff like that. So the next big thing that happened was, Tyler's guys finally did come on board. So I ran their butts all the way down this road, and I've got them in position here. This is as far as they could get using brigade reserve movement, and their regular movement, I think, also, or something. And then now they're ready to hopefully next turn sweep up the hill and take the hill back. Fulkerson was right around the edge of the hill in good shape, both units. And I think what I did was I pulled the Jackson shit at this point and had them do an attack because by then Garner was so chewed up. So they stormed up the hill and sent some of the Union artillery back. And then as the last play of the turn, I had a rebel yell, and I had this one unit attack. I can't remember who he attacked. Maybe Kimball or something like that. And I can't remember exactly. And it went south on him big time. He flipped and had to retreat one. But the Confederates were the last one to control the victory location. So they did get 2 victory points this turn, which means they whittled down the Union victory points a little bit. So right now at the end of turn 3, it's sitting at 4 Union victory points. Not a huge commanding lead. This game could still go either way. Although I have to admit, the Confederates were super aggressive this turn, really taking advantage of their cohesion rating and some chits. But they did get kind of chewed up, and so now that Tyler's on board, they're in trouble. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I think they're going to be able to kind of get on that, defend the hill, get back up, but they're so chewed up that Tyler, I think, is going to be able to knock them off. And Sullivan is still in pretty good shape. I can't get him to activate that much, but he's in good shape. Kimball's pretty chewed up. Kimball's been pretty pretty chewed up. But yeah, we'll see. It was an exciting turn just because there was a lot of action here around the victory location on top of the hill, and the artillery guys that I left here, to kind of defend the victory location instead of running them away. They stood their ground for a good while. I was really proud of them, and they inflicted some pain. They caused some, or they took some penalties, but none of them went to the broken track yet, which is really cool. So that's pretty neat. I did do one house rule. Um, I played it. It didn't. I didn't see anything in the rules that forbade it or whatever. But I had a chance earlier where Garnet was in this hex, a hurt Garnet unit, and I had a full strength Fulkerson unit, and I was going to move him up and have him help participate in a close combat. And I just kind of felt like I can't imagine in this small of a frontage that a regiment from one brigade would be able to move up into the hex where a regiment from another brigade is sitting and move through its lines and participate in an attack. And I know the rules abstract certain things, so I'm fine with certain things being abstracted out. But that one just felt like a little too far for me. Um, I did say that they could move up and occupy the same hex as a unit from another brigade, but I didn't allow him to actually assist in the close combat that was coming up. So that's one thing I house ruled. I'd be interested to know if what other people think about that house rule and if you've done anything similar in your games. Anyway, this is the end of turn 3. Just another exciting blind sword system game. Can't wait for turn 4, but it will have to wait because it's time to go to bed and I got to work, and then I'm gaming tomorrow, doing some Blue Water Navy with a buddy. So probably won't get back to this till Friday or this weekend. Anyway, take it easy.